Hello everyone, I'm the manager at Keropok Processing Company. Today I'm going to explain the HACCP steps to you. So I'm the HACCP team leader and below are my team members. So in application of HACCP process, there are 12 main steps including 5 preliminary steps and 7 principles. Okay, so the first procedure is assembling HACCP team. As a leader of the HACCP team, I invite my team members who are the experts in maintenance, quality control, cleaning, sanitizing, and others in processing of keropok. The second procedure is describing about the frozen keropok. It is in solid state and it has undergone few processes like cleaning, grinding, freezing, crushing, mixing, boiling and draining. It is vacuum packed and it can last for 6 to 7 months frozen, and it must be stored under 4 degrees Celsius, and we can consume it either deep fry or boiled. Followed by the identify intended use of keropok. It can be either heated and served or fried and served. So intended consumer or user can be general public or by another processing facility, which is the fish cracker processing plant. Followed by the on-site verification of flow diagram, which is to check all the steps of processing of keropok whether they follow the hazard analysis critical control points. The next procedure is construct a flow diagram for keropok processing. First is the raw product receiving, which is mackerel scats, Indian mackerels, sardinella and warfarin fish. Then the fish will undergo cleaning process, which are deheading and gutting. Then the fish will undergo grinding by grinder. Grinded fish flesh will be weighed, packed and stored under 4 degrees Celsius. After a day, frozen fish flesh will be undergo crushing process. The process continues with fish flesh mixed with sago flour, salt and also ice cubes to produce a dough. The dough is weighed to ensure a regular size and is then placed in shaping machine to form cylinder shape. Then they are undergo boiling process at 120 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes until they are completely gelatinized. The cooked keropok is then taken out and drained aside until it is cool. Then they will be packed and stored at 4 degrees Celsius and they are ready to be shipped out. After analyzing hazard analysis for all the steps, we found out that there are only few steps has potential hazards such as raw product receiving, frozen and storage, dough making, boiling and packaging. For example, if boiling, the biological hazards is the temperature control. So for boiling, the temperature must be controlled at 120 degrees Celsius. Followed by the seventh procedure, which is applying decision tree to determine CCP. After we went through question 1, 2 and 3, there will be only 4 steps involving CCP, which is the raw products receiving, frozen and storage, boiling and packaging. So the next procedures are establishing critical limits, monitoring procedures and deviation procedures. For example, for raw product receiving, the critical control point is the raw product temperature. The limit must be at or below 4 degrees Celsius without signs of thawing. Monitoring steps include the fish temperature, checking the product temperature or sensory evaluation whenever every receiving, and it is checked by receiving employee. The corrective actions can be taken are inspecting products before receive, notify the supervisor and suppliers for all the deviation, and reject fish with temperature exceeding 4 degrees Celsius or thawed product. Another critical control point checking in raw product receiving is the foreign materials. The limit must be no visible hazardous or non-food materials. So how to monitor the steps are by checking the raw products and where are they coming from. By visual inspection or check incoming suppliers whenever raw products are receiving. The corrective actions that can be taken are by inspecting products before they are received, notify the supervisor and suppliers for all the deviation, and to reject the products and find the reputable suppliers. Next CCP determining is for frozen and storage process. The critical control point is the storage temperature where its limit is below the 4 degrees Celsius. And we can monitor them by recording the time and temperature continuously with a visual check twice a day by the production employee. And the actions that we can take to correct if the CCP limit is by notifying the supervisor for all the deviation, adjust the freezer temperature and throw the product if it is not at recommended temperature. Next CCP under the frozen and storage process is the stocking arrangement. The critical limit must be no stacking products like no compact and congested. So the monitoring steps involves are arrangement of product, confirming the product that are not stacked together frequently, if can daily, by the production employee, and the actions need to be taken to adjust the limits are by arranging stock with gaps or using racks if needed, and removing the extra amount according to the capacity. Followed by the type of storage. There must be no mixing with other food products and no chemical in storage unit. How to monitor the type of storage is uh, by confirming the things in storage unit and confirming other food products are separated with divider and no chemical in storage unit. So the corrective actions needed to take are removing the other product, removing the chemical and checking the product contamination. Next CCP determining process is for boiling, where the critical control point is the boiling temperature and the time. So the temperature must be controlled at 120 degrees Celsius and the time should be limited at 15 minutes or until the dough is completely gelatinized. So the monitoring steps for the temperature is by checking the water temperature using a kitchen thermometer before start boiling, and the corrective actions needed to be taken is to notify the supervisor for all the deviation, reprocess the batch of products and throw the products which is overcooked. For the boiling time can be monitored by using a clock or timer by recording the time for every batch of boiling, and corrective actions can be taken by reheat over extended period if the kropoleco is undercooked, and destroy the products if they are overcooked, and for checking their interiors we can prick them using a sharp object to check whether it is completely gelatinized and no whitish interiors. Next CCP determining process is for packaging. So the critical limit is no foreign materials and no leakage of packaging is observed. So the monitoring steps can be the content and packaging of products by visual inspection and must be conducted during the packaging process by quality control supervisor. The corrective actions needed to be taken are throwing the product if foreign materials are present and repacking for the products if any leakage occurs. So this is the appendix which is showing the hazard plan form and the hazard analysis worksheet. So that are the processes that we conduct as a hazard team. Thank you for listening to us.